Hey, Katie, did you remember to take your meds like I asked? I specifically told you to take them all and not leave any behind. But what do I find? The freaking medicine lying in the trash. What's up with that? Care to explain yourself, young lady?
Mom, listen. I honestly feel like those meds aren't doing anything for me. I really don't want to keep taking them anymore. I've been downing those things ever since I got diagnosed. But let's be real, none of them have ever made a difference. They're just messing with my head. Honestly, it feels like I'm being poisoned by all those heavy meds you keep making me take.
What on earth are you talking about? Do you have any idea how much time and effort your dad and I have poured into getting you the best treatment you need? We've taken you to 15 different doctors, squandered a fortune on you. Also, you can turn around and dismiss all the hard work we've done to help you become a better person? Talk about being ungrateful.
But, Mom, what did I do to deserve this? Why am I being forced to go through all of this treatment? I know I got diagnosed with bipolar when I was 9, but honestly, I haven't done anything crazy or out of control. I've been well behaved most of the time.
Oh yeah, you seem normal now, but who knows when you're gonna lose it and start going insane on us or others if you stop taking your meds. Can't you grasp the fact that it's those medications that have kept you remotely sane all this time?
No, Mom. Well, you won't believe it, but I haven't taken those meds for almost 5 months, and I've been completely fine. I mean, you can't even tell the slightest difference in me compared to when I was on those meds. Can you?
Hold on a second. What the hell did you just say? Are you seriously admitting that you've been neglecting your medications for an entire 5 months? I can't believe you're jeopardizing our whole family like this. Did you already forget who you are? You're an out-of-control mental freak. This is absolutely unacceptable. I'm telling your dad about this. He's definitely going to lay down the law for pulling such an outrageous stunt.
What? I asked you time and time again not to say such mean things to me. Honestly, I don't see any problem with what I'm doing. In fact, I feel better and healthier than ever. It's like a breath of fresh air, and I truly believe my life has improved so much. Please, Mom, take a moment to think about my well-being once in a while.
What are you insinuating, Katie? Are you implying that your dad and I are being selfish? You ungrateful little brat. We provide for you, dress you, give you a roof over your head, and even sacrifice our precious time to take you to countless doctors. And now you have the audacity to talk back to the very people who you owe your life to?
I appreciate everything you do for me, but honestly, I don't think loading up on heavy medications is doing me any favors. It's my body, and I know it better than anyone else. I can really feel the nasty side effects of those meds, and they're far from pleasant. I constantly have a heavy head, tremors, and I'm tired all the time. But when I stopped taking the meds, things actually started getting better. I know you want to keep me in check, but trust me, I'm doing just fine without any of those medications.
Oh, please, spare me your pathetic lies. We both knew you're mentally unstable and in need of treatment. Remember all the damn crimes you've committed since you were a little kid? Screaming in my face when things didn't go your way, stealing my money and jewelry, shoplifting, even hurling things out of our bedroom window. You're a complete nut job, I swear to you.
Well, yeah, I admit it. I did those things, but I've apologized a bunch of times, and I did give everything back I took. It's just that I'm so sick and tired.
Of what exactly?
Can't you see? I've had enough of your and Dad's treatments toward me. Ever since you found out about my bipolar diagnosis, your attitudes took a nosedive. You've become so distant and cold that I don't even recognize you anymore. Remember when you told me straight to my face that I was nothing but damaged goods? A burden on society? Do you even realize how much those words cut me? I tried my best at school, did everything I could just to earn your approval and attention. But no matter what I do, you and Dad always see me as a failure.
Oh, so now you're gonna pin the blame on me and Dad for who you've become today, huh? You're nothing but a shame to this family. I can't believe I had the misfortune of giving birth to such a freak of nature like you. Despite all the letdowns, I still care of you and try to find ways to help you get better. I could have just left you to rot in the street, but I didn't. So quit acting like a stray mutt and start doing what I tell you.
No way! I've had enough of following your every command. I'm done being a guinea pig, trying out all these useless medications that don't even help me. Sure, I made some mistakes. Yeah, I was rebellious, and sometimes I still am. But it's not because I want to be like that. It's all because of you and Dad pushing me into it. I acted the way I did because I couldn't bear your abusive, passive-aggressive parenting style any longer. Honestly, most people my age would have reacted the same way if their parents pulled the same crazy stunts on them. You guys seriously despise me, don't you? Just give it to me straight for once.
Cut the crap. Either you start taking those medications again, or you can kiss living in the house goodbye. It's up to you. Decide.
What are you talking about? Are you really saying that you're kicking me out of the house just because I won't take the medications exactly as you want me to? So you're treating me like some disposable garbage now?
Oh, absolutely. I have to do what's necessary to protect myself here. You're a menace to me and Dad, a real criminal. I just can't let a mental case like you roam freely in the house without taking your meds. Who knows what you're capable of? You might even try and kill us if you got the chance.
Mom, what are you even saying? I'm not some criminal, and I would never harm anyone. You're totally exaggerating this. Mom, please pick up the phone. I really need to talk to you directly about all of this. Mom, are you there? Mom, could you please open the door for me? I really need to come inside. Mom, please.
You've got some nerve begging me to let you inside this house again after all the insane things you've done. I clearly told you to start taking your meds again, and did you bother to listen? No, you absolutely did not. That's precisely why you're not permitted to live in this house until you follow your prescribed medication routine.
How did you find out about that?
Oh, it's not rocket science, you know. Do you honestly think I'm just gonna let things slide after your ridiculous confession about losing the medicines? Absolutely not. I took a productive step in installing hidden cameras in your room. That's how I know for a fact you haven't listened to a single damn word I've said.
What? I can't believe it! You actually went as far as taking away my freedom by installing cameras in my room without my knowledge? What you did is completely against the law. You have no right to invade my privacy like that. It's incredibly creepy and unacceptable.
Oh, so you think I should ask for permission to figure out what my idiotic daughter is scheming behind my back? Well, let's not forget who broke into the trust in the first place. I'm your parent. That means I have absolute right to control every single aspect of your life.
Mom, please. I'm begging you. Just open the door. Please. I'm your daughter. You can't just kick me out of the house like this. Where am I supposed to go now? Can you really bear to see me sleeping on the streets? Think about it, Mom. What will our neighbors and relatives think if they see me in this situation? They'll think you're a terrible mother, won't they? I know you wouldn't want that to happen, right?
You actually make a valid point there. I won't risk tarnishing my precious reputation for anything. Fine, I'll open the doors and let you in. But remember, You'd better be damn grateful that you have a magnificent, generous, and a loving mother like me, and start behaving accordingly. Don't you dare disappoint me again, got it?
Hey, Katie, where are you at? I've been trying to reach you countless times, but you haven't answered a single call. I even dropped by your place, but your parents shut me out. They claimed you were busy and didn't want to see me, but I don't buy it. My gut tells me something's fishy, like your parents are hiding something from me. Please, get back to me as soon as possible. I'm really worried about you. I hope everything is alright and nothing bad has happened. Hey, Katie, it's Nick once more. I've been on a wild goose chase for a whole month, but you're still nowhere to be seen. Your parents are still playing hardball, refusing to let me see you. I know they fed me a load of crap when they claimed you despised me and never wanted to see me again. You're not the type to vanish on someone without a single word of explanation. I need to hear everything straight from you. So if by any chance you stumble upon these words, please reach out to me, alright? I'm missing you like crazy.
Nick, are you there? I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for not being able to respond to any of your texts and calls. Something awful happened to me. But I'm here now. I've been released. I'm sorry I caused you so much worry.
Katie, oh my god! Are you alright now? Did you get hurt anywhere? I was going out of my mind with worry. It's been a whole month since you vanished into thin air, you know? I searched high and low for you. What the heck happened?
Well, it's a long story, but it was Mom and Dad. They messed things up for me once again.
What? I freaking knew it. I knew they were feeding me a load of lies. Seriously, how much more heartless can they be when it comes to mistreating their own daughter?
Please, don't blame yourself or feel guilty when I tell you this, but I followed your advice. I stopped taking all the medications they've been forcing on me for years, and surprisingly, I felt better than ever before. But then, my mom, she discovered what I had done, and she kicked me out of the house.
Oh no. I'm really sorry. I had no idea it would turn out like that. But why would she do something so extreme? And why didn't you tell me about it earlier? Where did you end up sleeping that night?
No. Later on, I managed to persuade her to let me back into the house. I thought everything was fine again, but apparently it wasn't. The next day, out of nowhere, the police showed up at my doorstep and they put me in handcuffs. Honestly, it was the most terrifying experience I've ever had. I was so scared and confused at the same time. And the worst part of it all was that I didn't even know what I did wrong.
What? Why did they do something like that?
Apparently, they saw me as a threat just because I stopped taking those darn medicines. That's why they had me arrested under some mental health warrant. After that, I had to go through all sorts of medical tests, and the docs told me that I'm not mentally insane or anything.
Of course you're not crazy. I'm sorry if I came off as harsh, but the real crazy ones in your house are your mom and dad. Remember that time they lied to you about going on a family trip to Dallas? Instead, they sent you to some center where they did all these brain mapping and tests. Meanwhile, they were out having a jolly old time in their vacation. Honestly, I can't wrap my head around how they could abandon their own child like that for a trip. I mean, how do they even sleep at night? It's seriously messed up to think about it.
Yeah, thinking about that memory is just painful. But this time, they didn't stop at getting me arrested. They actually sent me to the psych ward. The whole experience was way worse than anything I could have imagined. I witnessed people struggling with their own demons, even attempting suicide. And it was absolutely terrifying. Luckily, they realized that there was nothing wrong with me, so they finally let me out.
I'm truly, sincerely sorry to hear about all of that, Katie. I can't help but feel like it's all my fault. If I hadn't suggested for you to stop taking those meds, none of this would have happened. I messed up, Katie.
No. It's not anyone's fault. Please, don't blame yourself like that. Even without your advice, I would have stopped taking the medications anyway. And believe me, it's the best decision I've ever made.
Where are you now, Katie? Can I see you?
Well, I was just recently discharged from the psych ward, but I'm currently broke. So, I'm still trying to figure out my next move. I'm actually still at the subway station.
What? You can't stay at the subway station this late. It's not safe for you. No way. Don't worry. Just stay put, alright? I'll come and get you. We're heading straight to my parents' place. Trust me. They'll be thrilled to have you there.
Thank you, Nick. You're always so sweet to me. But honestly, I don't want to be a burden to you. I can just give my parents a call, and they'll come to pick me up. You don't have to worry about me. Seriously. I mean, maybe my parents are right. Maybe I do have some mental health concerns. I feel like I need to keep living with them to stay on top of things.
What are you saying? After everything that's happened, you still want to go back to that house? Come on, let's face reality. Your parents, they don't deserve you. They've tried to ditch you so many times before, and I know for a fact they'll do it again if given the chance. Just trust me on this. Come over to my parents' place and we'll figure out our next steps together, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm really grateful to have you, Nick. I'm glad you chose to stand by me, instead of pushing me away like everyone else.
Of course I'll stick with you. I've got your back, no matter what. You're safe with me, Katie.
Katie, my dear. So I finally heard you got out of the loony bin yesterday, huh? Where the hell are you right now? I mean, seriously. Do you have any idea how much trouble your dad and I went through? We actually bothered to come all the way up, waited over 15 frickin' minutes to pick you up. What do you think you're doing, you ungrateful bitch? You better get your sorry ass back home right this minute. You're becoming more and more unbearable by the day.
No, Mom, I'm not coming back. So you and Dad don't have to waste your time waiting for me. I'll be perfectly fine on my own.
Oh, really? What's gotten into you, huh? Now you have the audacity to defy my orders, too? Since when did you turn into this? This isn't like you at all. I knew it. I knew there was something wrong with your messed up brain. You're nothing but a maniac. You should get locked up in that nut house for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah. I'd honestly prefer being in a madhouse than living under the same roof as a heartless monster like you and Dad. You know what? Both of you are nothing but liars and manipulators. You constantly guilt-tripped me into believing that there was something seriously wrong with me. Do you even have a clue what I've been telling myself all these years while living with you? I thought that my own family had rejected me, that I was nothing more than a black sheep, damaged goods, easily disposable. You made me believe that I was utterly worthless.
Wow, you're right on the money with that one. You truly are a worthless piece of garbage. And that's precisely why you need your dear old mommy and daddy to shape you into a decent human being. Now be a good little girl and come crawling back home. You have no idea how much we missed you all the time.
No! I am not coming back right now. I'm staying at Nick's parents' place for a few days while I sort out the details and find a new apartment to rent. From this point forward, I'm starting fresh and leaving all of you behind. I'm leaving my past in the dust, and I'll make sure to forget I ever had terrible parents like you.
Oh, honey, don't you think you're being a bit harsh with your words right now? After all, we're loving parents. I promise you, once you set foot in this house again, your dad and I will magically transform and never mistreat you again. You'll be treated like some damn princess. How does that sound, huh?
You're a liar. Just go away. I don't need you in my life anymore.
Come on, I've got some good news for you. I know it'll be a disappointment to you.
Good news? What good news?
Well, you know your dad and I were desperate to have another child after you ruined everything. Unfortunately, the doctors told me that my oven is defective, and getting pregnant again is nearly impossible. I was devastated thinking I had to spend my whole life with a mental freak like you. But then I had a brilliant idea. Why not just adopt? After all, any child would be an upgrade compared to damaged goods like you.
So, you adopted a child?
Oh, absolutely. Your dear old dad and I went on an exhaustive search for the perfect child. And guess what? We found it. A beautiful boy who checked all the boxes. Of course, he's just a helpless little baby, barely aware of the world around him, but hey, I know if we feed him the lie that we're his real parents, he won't question a damn thing when he grows up. It's the perfect plan, isn't it?
Wait, hold up. Let me make sure I've got this straight. You adopted a child? And you didn't bother to tell me anything about it?
Don't get me wrong. As a caring and compassionate mother, I just couldn't bear to witness you being sad after hearing the news. You know it would absolutely shatter my delicate little heart to see you suffer.
Oh, sure, whatever. Now that you have your shiny new child, why do you even bother calling me back home? It's not like I matter anymore, right?
Well, you see, Brandy is just a little kid, which means there's a ton of work involved in taking care of him. And let's not forget all about the housework that needs to be done, too. Did you really expect me and your dad to handle all of it? As if. We can't be afforded to be bothered with such trivial tasks.
So, let me get this straight. You expect me to become some kind of maid, doing all the housework while you play mommy to your precious new child. Is that it?
You don't have to phrase it like that, do you? After all, it's your sacred duty as daughter and as sister to help me with all these mundane tasks, right? It's not like you have a life or anything.
Yeah, right. In your wildest dreams, maybe. I am completely done with all of you. Let me make this perfectly clear. I am not coming back. Especially when the main reason you want me back is to be your personal slave for you and your new child. No thanks, Mom. I deserve better than that. So, consider this my final goodbye. Goodbye, Brittany.
Katie, where on earth have you been hiding this whole time? It's your dear old mommy here. Do you even remember me? I couldn't reach you, so I had to contact Nick instead. And he told me that you up and left for another city. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Are you trying to escape from your loving mother or something? Explain yourself, young lady.
You just never know when to give up, do you? Yeah, it's true. Nick and I got married, and now we're happily living in another city. So what? Got a problem with that?
What are you telling me, that you just disappeared without a single word to your dear old mommy and daddy? Do you even understand how heartless and cruel that is? Do you have any idea how long we've been searching for you? It's been a nightmare, Katie. We've been worried sick.
And? So what? Shouldn't you be living your fairy tale life by now? Happily ever after with your precious adopted child? Brandy, wasn't it?
Oh, please, please, Katie. Please don't ever mention that name again. He's not even human. He's a straight-up monster. Since he was a mere 4 or 5 years old, he's been displaying nothing but disrespectful, destructive behavior. The little guy gets angry and throws things around the house whenever things don't go his way. And let's not forget how he even went ahead and physically assaulted his friends at school. We've lost count of how many times we were called to the principal's office because of him.
Well, he's still a little kid. You need to be more patient with him.
No, you don't understand. He's a full-blown demon. You have no idea how many times he's physically attacked me and your dad. We've tried everything to get rid of him, but somehow he always manages to creep his way back into our lives. I'm telling you, Brandy, this is not some sort of innocent child. He's like a conniving little boy who knows exactly how to manipulate and cause chaos. Don't underestimate his cunning ways.
What? So, you tried to get rid of him as well? Wow. What kind of messed up parents are you?
Katie, I've had a major realization, and I admit I was completely wrong. You've always been a decent girl, and I can't believe I didn't see this from the beginning. The way we treated you, it was completely unjustified, and it's all me and your dad's fault. So can you possibly please just come back home already? Living with that obnoxious brat Brandy is driving me insane, and I can't bear the thought of living without my child.
Oh, really? So now you're groveling for me to come back, huh? Can't you see it already? The problem lies with none other than yourselves. You two are horrendous parents. You don't deserve to have any children at all. Do you finally comprehend it? Real parents love their children unconditionally, regardless of anything. I'm done with your BS. Just please, leave me alone from now on.
No, wait, please. There's something else I wanted to talk to you about.
What now?
Well, you see, your dad and his company has been going through a rough patch lately, and...
I see now. Actually, I already heard all about it. His company is going bankrupt, isn't it? Uncle Jim told me.
Oh, if you already knew about it, then could you do us a favor? We're in quite a tough spot at the moment. Word on the street is that you and Nick are raking in loads of cash, right? I heard you two launched a center focused on mental health advocacy for people dealing with bipolar and similar conditions. It's been a massive hit, hasn't it? Oh, I couldn't be prouder. My girl has finally grown up.
Wait. Are you being serious? After failing to convince me to come back, now you're resorting to begging for my money? Wow, your shamelessness knows no bounds, huh? Let me take a wild guess. The real reason you want me to return is to scam my money and save Dad's sinking company, right? I could have seen that coming. Honestly, it's not surprising to me in the slightest. You've been awful human beings your whole lives, and I don't expect a sudden change of heart. Anyway, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm ending this conversation right here.
What? How could you do this to me, Katie? I'm your own mother. Please, I beg you, have some mercy on me. Your dad is facing jail time. Doesn't that deserve any emotion within you? He's your own flesh and blood. You can't be this heartless, can you? You were never like this before. Please, I'm begging you, come back to me. Be Mommy's good little girl again, please.
After our last conversation, I never heard from my mother and father again. Uncle Jim stepped in and gave them a good long lecture that left my mom in tears from embarrassment. During that talk, my parents confessed to all the mistreatment they had subjected me to. Uncle Jim even recorded the entire conversation on his phone, threatening to expose it online if they continued bothering me with their nonsense. After my dad ended up in jail, my mom faced a severe financial crisis. She had to give up custody of Brandy because she couldn't afford to raise him. Eventually, Brandy was adopted by a wealthy family. I suppose my mom must feel lonelier than ever now, with no one by her side. But hey, at least she got what she wanted, right? She was so eager to get rid of Brandy after all. As for me, I'm grateful that I made the decision to cut ties with my toxic family 10 years ago. I'm also thankful to have Nick by my side, supporting me through this whole ordeal. He's been my best friend since we were kids, the only one who accepted me when everyone else rejected me. Now, we're focusing on building our own little family and ensuring our little angels receive the love and care they deserve.